from moons. Look at them, probably talking about tides and werewolves. I was so close.
I know you really wanted to have a bridge buddy, but guess what? You don't need them. You got us. Next time we have a long haul warp, I vote we all do something together. Cool?
Cool.
You know it. You're right. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
Excuse me? Ensign Boimler, sir?
Huh? Yeah, that's me.
Well, I've been having trouble keeping up with my duty schedule. Commander Ransom said that you're the most organized person on the ship.
He did?
Yeah, he says you're great and I should pick your brain, if that's okay.
I mean, yes, of course. Glad to help, sure.
Oh, thank you, sir. I really admire your work.
Let's talk duties. Every ship in the fleet depends on officers like us to keep them running. The bridge crew is maybe the ones you hear about, but trust me, the real action begins on the lower decks.
Welcome, everybody, to Deep Space Pride, a gay Star Trek podcast. My name is Mike. I am one of your hosts. And with me is Johnson. Johnson, how are you doing today?
I'm okay. I'm better today than I was last week. Last week, I was really low energy. This week, I am feeling much better. I had only 6 meetings today versus I think 9 I had last week. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good right now.
Yeah, I think we both have a little more energy this week than last week. So we apologize, dear viewers, if you found us a little monotone and low energy last week. There was a lot going on.
There was a lot going on. It was just busy week. But, we're here.
We are here. And in the background, I hear my puppy whining because he's in the crate right now.
Whatever. Tell that bitch to calm the fuck down.
He's been calm most of the day, but suddenly tonight he
wants to play.
He wants to play. He wants all energy. Yes. I literally went outside to grab a chicken for dinner. And for 10 minutes, I timed it. I was gone and back in 10 minutes. He had jumped over the gate, pooped on the rug, and was greeting me at the door where I did not leave him.
Oh my
all
God.
In 10 minutes. I was like, wow.
Are the gates too low then?
The one gate is not as strong as the other. It's because it's at its maximum. So we need to I was thinking about it today. I think we just need to get a couple of pieces of wood on either side, or at least on one side, because the mural is on the other. So to give it something to press up against so that we can lock it in.
It's like having a toddler. It's crazy.
It really is. But today was a successful peeing day. So no peeing.
But poop on the rug.
Poop on the rug and poop on the kitchen today. So, but he did poop outside this morning. So
gross.
It's not bad at all. It's puppy poop and it's hard, and you just pick it up with a plastic bag. You don't ever touch it. So
yeah, but the residue.
I mean, you wipe it up. So we have stock of Clorox wipes and everything. So yeah,
but it's leaving probably molecules.
I believe the Clorox wipes are taking care of any
molecules. You can give her every molecule.
Anyway, so
I'm just saying, let's examine it.
He's created currently because he's so wild. He's got his. So I've been putting on old episodes of the British Bake Off series on because it's all talking and it's all monotone. Not very. There's no car crashes or explosions.
Oh my God!
Which would either scare him or alert the neighbors. So it's just people talking, which I think is perfect.
Has he been barky?
He barks once in a while, when he wants to play, when he wants to play for sure, but also, if he wants to wants attention or whatever. So
I still haven't seen him in person. I need to do that soon.
no, you haven't. He's yeah. So it's mainly, I mean, because he's a puppy and his shots aren't up to date yet. He's on housebound duty.
Right.
Fortunately, we have the backyard so that he can.
Yeah. Oh my God. Could you imagine?
Yeah, the patio has been a lifesaver, so that's been good. So,
Yeah.
but he's settling in. He's got his personality. He's our demon child, as we call him at times. But he's also very cuddly, and it's fun and interesting, but also exhausting and tiring at the same time.
Sounds terrible.
So it's fine. It's good. It's not fine. It's good. So yeah. So that's what's going on here. But we've had active chats today.
Oh yeah.
So
basically, for our listeners, I have been working with a matchmaker. I mentioned this in the last episode, and today he sent me my first proposed match. I'm using this matchmaking service called The Equation. And again, just based upon some encouragement from some people, such as yourself, I decided that this would be something that I would invest and look into. So it's been like 2 weeks since I signed up, but I only had the interview with the matchmaker last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. And this was the first prospect that he sent me, and I wanted input. So I wanted crowdsource input. So I sent it to a few of the folks on our text chain, and there's some animated feedback. But then I appreciate that Dennis noticed. Well, Dennis pointed out that he was very well manicured. He had painted nails. Right. But then that made me look at the photo. I was like, wait, he has a wedding ring. I was like, what's this?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even notice that until Dennis
Tony called it. Tony called it out, I think, right? He said, is he married?
No, I pointed it out after Dennis said something about his nails. And then I was like, wait, is he married? And then there was a lot of guessing. And then you kind of weave this whole narrative about maybe he has a friend that's a jeweler. And I was like, where is this coming from? It's like so ridiculous. It's like,
I don't know. I was feeling creative today. I don't know.
So I was like, why does he have a wedding ring? It was interesting. He had a wedding ring and a wedding band. And I was like, oh, interesting.
He had an engagement ring and a wedding band.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
Because the diamond on the engagement ring was looked pretty significant.
It was significant. So I emailed the matchmaker back, and I had a couple of thoughts in terms of just the guy. And I thought I would get more, but really the matchmaker just sent me photos, and they contextualize it by saying he falls within all your parameters and what you're looking for. I don't know if they would give me more if we were to match, but he really just gave me the photos to work with. I was like, okay. So I wrote back to him, gave him some thoughts, and I was like, oh, by the way, he seems to have a wedding ring on, so I just want to confirm that he is single.
Right.
And he wrote me back within like 5 minutes. I was actually quite surprised how quickly he wrote me back, and he was just like, oh yeah, he's single. He's in our database, but that is odd. So I'm paraphrasing, and he is just like, well, let's just pass on him. I was like, okay, that's fine. So
yeah, it sounds like someone did not look as closely as we all did at these.
Yes, I mean, like, if he is, I can understand if he like self-proclaimed a single guy, and it's like, oh, the photos look decent, and you're not. I mean, I missed it too. Until Dennis pointed out his hand, I was like, wait, I didn't even look at this, and I noticed it too. So,
yeah.
So we'll see. I mean, I'm guaranteed 2 matches a month, so we'll see where that goes.
The detectives of our chain were.
I need the crowdsource feedback. It's important.
Yeah, no, it was good, and we all had some. So
yeah. Meanwhile, you were like writing a whole book about him.
And then I joked, I was like, we could do a whole production of this. We could interview him beforehand.
Oh my god.
Do all of this. Yeah.
This is funny.
Well, I like I said, I think that slipped through a junior matchmaker. Like,
I don't know.
But
that's okay.
clearly, it's good feedback, and I'm glad that they decided to pass because there was enough.
Yeah, they didn't even like push him on me. They were just like, oh yeah, like, let's just pass on this one. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I think as your first match, I think to notice something like that, they were probably a little embarrassed. Probably someone got talking to today, I believe.
Maybe.
Again, creating stories, but
I have no idea.
That was a little something that slipped through there that should not have, really.
Yeah. So anyway,
so it's been
going on me. So that's eventful.
Yeah, that's eventful.
I'm still owed 2 matches this month, so we'll see what happens.
Still plenty of time.
Yeah.
Still plenty of time. Well, good. Well, we had New York Comic Con this past weekend, which
that's right.
I have attended in the past, and I actually missed it. I actually missed going. I mean, it literally is down the street for me and from us.
At the Javits Center? That's not down the street.
Yeah, it is. Right down 10th Avenue.
It is at like 35th.
It starts actually at 40th or 39th. Yeah, it's long. It goes like 5 blocks.
Many blocks. Okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So I get all their emails. I'm a verified fan for tickets and things like that. And obviously, we went to Las Vegas and I wasn't sure that I was ready for a big convention like Comic-Con. And also, we did go to Vegas, and that was sort of the big expenditure. So so I kept on getting emails about the tickets, and I was like, oh, I really, I do miss it. But obviously with a puppy and everything else, there was too much going on. So but there were some Star Trek panels this weekend. Discovery and Prodigy. And they, actually, I saw more about Prodigy than I did about Discovery, I think, obviously, because we're 2 weeks away from the Prodigy premiere, right. Which I guess they showed the hour-long premiere at New York Comic Con.
They did, yeah, or 2 episodes or whatever. And
so,
it is embargoed until, I think.
Yes, of course, yeah. Nobody could record anything, and none of the reviews are out yet, obviously. But you got to see you got to see Catherine Janeway. She was there. Kate Mulgrew was there, and a bunch of the other cast, and the producers, directors, executive producers, I guess. Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch any of the panels.
So I didn't see any of the panels either, and I hope they'll post it later. I think it would be interesting, but definitely saw a lot on Instagram. So, and they had you could sit in the captain's chair of the Protostar.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I did the Discovery captain's chair years ago, and that was fun. So you could do that at New York Comic Con, and I guess the whole cast did that. So that was really cool. And then, so they get to see the whole first hour, but we haven't heard anything else about it. And then
we did see there was a clip with hologram Janeway.
Oh, yes, that's right. Yeah, like a 60-second clip of her introduction to the crew.
And her addressing the crew, yeah.
Yeah, and saying who's in charge here. And one of the characters was tied to the captain's chair and said that they were. And then the
I don't
other...
know what the names of any of the characters.
Yeah, I don't know. Dal, Matt, perhaps, said he was the captain, I think. So
Dal? Dodge? Something?
No, not Dodge.
Not Dodge. Whoops. That's Picard.
That's Picard. So yeah, we got to see a short little clip. It was great to see that beginning. And then we also got teased with a little bit of news that we are going to see Captain Chakotay and
I'm very
crew in
interested to hear how this all happens.
Yeah.
Like, are they in touch with the Alpha Quadrant? I guess maybe that will make sense.
is this
Essentially.
slipstream drive able to go between the quadrants like that? And they ventured,
Hmm.
or is Captain
Okay.
Chakotay in the Delta Quadrant with a ship?
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe.
So a lot of good questions, but that's really cool to see. I mean, Robert Beltran did release that information that he was on the show back at Las Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's got a few other characters with him. Three characters are of his command crew. So we've got that. So we got
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't recognize the names right away, but I didn't do a ton of research either. So there's Captain Chakotay and then 3 of his crew. So we got teased with a little bit of Prodigy news, and then we got to actually before that, we got a Discovery trailer.
Yeah.
So the Discovery cast was there: Sonequa Martin Green, Mary Wiseman, Wilson Cruz. I think Blue
Wilson
Del
Cruz,
Valle.
he like lives across the river. I would be shocked.
Yeah, he actually. I mean, we could go to lunch with him. He's literally
in Long City.
Yes. Yep.
My old stomping grounds.
Yeah. So he's right there. He just moved in over there. And then who else was there? Anthony Rapp was there. I think Ian Alexander was there. I'm not sure. Maybe. No, he wasn't. Maybe I don't remember. David Ajala was there. So it was a good mix of the crew there for this panel, and they showed a 2-minute full trailer for Discovery Season 2.
Which you were overwhelmed by at first.
Yeah, I was, and I think part of it was watching it on my phone. I think that it's just a lot to take in on a small screen, but it also, as we just watched it before we started recording, just for a refresher, and there is a lot happening, and the cuts are really quick.
Yeah.
So it does focus on the anomaly. You do see Saru, which looks like he's the first officer now.
He's back in command uniform.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot of red. I still think the new uniforms, I think they are better than the gray ones. It's just a lot of color blocking, but it's fine.
It's a lot of color. Yeah. But I like it. We haven't seen, I like I've said before, the monster maroon jackets and uniforms from Star Trek 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are my favorite uniforms.
They're great. I love the flap that opens.
Yep.
It goes down to casual.
Yep.
Great.
Yeah. I'm actually I haven't seen it yet, but Fansets is producing a magnetic pin of that
the uniform?
No, of the insignia on the uniform.
Oh, I see. Of the Delta?
Yeah, the Delta, yes, of the Delta. I could not. But yeah, so I think these color blockings look nice. The bridge is kind of a gold, brown, grayish. So I think the color. Blue. Yeah, so I think that the colors pop nicely. I think helps the characters stick out a lot more. Yeah, I think I like them. From what I've seen so far, I think hopefully there is a little bit of a casual version of it.
But Michael's in I think a couple different outfits. There's a couple scenes where she's in this like leather jacket or something. She's in a leather jacket.
They're in their away mission jackets.
There's like she's in some sort of leather jacket. I don't know if it's a away mission jacket, maybe. And then there's another scene where she's in like a spacesuit on the bridge.
Yeah.
So she has a few outfit changes.
Yeah, and I don't know, I get the impression that they're going into the anomaly, which is interesting, right?
Yes. Maybe to discover what's at the center of it. I do like the Federation president, who we find out is human, Cardassian, and Bajoran.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
How did you really? I didn't know. I mean, I saw.
I read an article, but you do see the nose ridges. You see obviously the outline of the neck ridges, and she's also human. So
All
I
right.
think that's interesting.
That is interesting.
But I like her already. She spoke truth about Michael Burnham. Even in that short trailer, I was like, yes, Michael, for someone who was raised on Vulcan, is very emotional and is very all over the place. So
I liked her quote about the leadership as a pendulum. Your leadership is a pendulum.
right. She's very extreme. Like,
yeah, it's true.
And I was reading some forum comments, and they were like, how much crying is there going to be this season? I'm like, it's probably
your favorite question.
There will be crying, I'm sure.
I'm sure there will be. So I am, I'm hoping that it's going to be a good season. I don't know that this whole anomaly thing really excites me all that much. It's not. It's a scientific baddie. Obviously there's probably something at the center of this or causing this, and
sure,
hopefully there's a character or someone or something or some group at the center of this, because a crew fighting against the scientific anomaly just doesn't seem all that.
Well, this is the problem. Again, it's serialized, so they're gonna have to spend the whole season trying to solve this scientific mystery. Whereas if there's this one episode, it's like, okay, cool. We're talking about like a 12 episode season covering this. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
So I do love Discovery.
How much fetch questing do we need? I'm sure there will be some.
Probably, yes. Yeah. So we have a Discovery trailer, which is exciting. Mm-hmm. I'm still on it didn't really get me pumped up for this season too much, I guess, and
there were a couple of scenes that were it just looked very CG to me. There was this one scene where they're in a cargo bay or something. I don't know if you noticed that, but there's probably 12 people and they're in this massive cargo bay and just look very green screen. And
okay.
But this is starting nowadays. There's a lot of green screenage,
Yeah, I mean the cargo bay that I'm thinking of is where the shuttlecrafts there's this big explosion or something, or multiple explosions, and I just imagine that the cargo bay is partially destroyed, and I think, is it the scene with Wilson Cruz walking through the rubble?
No. Well, there was that scene. I'm thinking about it might have been Michael addressing this small crew of people. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine.
All right. Well, we'll find out more, and I'm sure that most of what we've seen is probably from the front half of the season anyway. So, but it's good to see Saru back in the Commander's uniform. He does have a really fancy pin on his.
Oh, I didn't know it's a pin.
Oh yeah, on his right breast plate, I guess, where opposite where the comm badges would be, and it looks sort of like a star with a medal. I don't know. Maybe it's, who knows. So there's that that I noticed. So we have the Discovery, and then randomly it was on, the Instagram for Star Trek on Paramount Plus. Mm-hmm. Anson Mount officially spoke and said that season 1 has finished recording. So it sounds like they must have gotten called back for some reshoots or additional scenes, because we talked about this months ago. They were done before Discovery was done.
Right.
So that's interesting. I wonder if they're using some similar sets and had to take a break because of Discovery. Oh. But also Discovery got called back as well, or held back longer. So
they were doing reshoots when we were in Vegas. So
right, yeah. So a lot of reshoots. It'll be interesting once these seasons are out to hear about. Obviously, we've heard a little bit about the nature of filming during COVID, right? So how the cast and crew are very much like a family, but it was harder because they had to keep separate in order to protect everyone. So
no hugging.
Yeah. So, and Anson Mount, I think, even said that to some extent as well about their, but obviously they're a new, cast and crew. Although I'm sure the crew is probably similar, or there's some shared crew among Discovery and Strange New Worlds.
You mean the production crew, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I don't mean the cast is when I would be talking about the crew of the ship.
Right.
Yeah. So the cast, but yeah. So a lot of things happening, and even Anson Mount said he doesn't know when they're coming in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It's now handed off to the post-production team. So, I mean, clearly we're going to see this after Picard. Hopefully, which I think we talked about it before. Picard's probably going to end right around Mission Chicago, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, so hopefully we'll have some really nice reveals or a trailer for Mission. I think it'll be a little more exciting to be able to be promoting Strange New Worlds. Maybe the world will be a little bit more open.
Maybe
we won't have to have a plexiglass thing between us and the
Photoshop out.
Yeah. So a lot of Star Trek news this week.
News. Not going on.
Well, I think that's it for the news. Why don't we talk about my newest favorite episode?
Oh, okay.
Wage Douche.
If that's the way you say
it. If that's the way you say it. Translated, it is 3 ships. Which is interesting because it's really 5 ships. But anyway, 4 plus the Borg one at the end.
Correct.
But let's get into talking about Wage Douche.
Would anyone care for a game of chess when we are finished with our second duty shift?
No, I will be composing an arrangement for the loot, which should take several hours.
I am available for chess.
I have detected an anomalous surge of Metreon particles in System 7743.8.
System 7743.8 is beyond our scanning range.
It would be, but I have implemented personal algorithms, which increase our long-range sensors.
Talin, your assignment was to monitor tertiary impulse systems.
That is a redundant system. I wanted to... It is logical to improve our scanning capabilities instead of observing non-essential systems.
These readings are within acceptable parameters.
Correct. However, this region has never produced this type of anomalous energy. Does that not seem strange?
Anomalies, by definition, are strange.
Something about this feels off.
Feels off? You have been spoken to about this before, Talin.
It is illogical to ignore something of statistical significance. I must inform the captain.
She has lost all control.
So, as I said, it's my favorite episode of the season. I said that last week about episode 8, but what did you think about this episode?
Yeah, I don't know if I like this more or the I Excretus episode more. They're both really good. They're both just very different. I thought that I Excretus was funnier. Like I think I laughed out loud more in that episode. This episode, I honestly just thought it was so unique, like the setup and structure of it. And I'm not sure they can ever do it again. I mean, they might, but it won't be the same. But it was just so unexpected. And I can just almost see the writer's room when someone was like, hey, how about we do a Lower Decks episode that shows us Lower Decks on other ships? And I could just see them being like, that's a great idea. Let's run with that. That is just such a fun idea and fun, fun narrative structure that, I was just like, I just thought it was just so unique. And it was like, at first I was like, oh, this is interesting. And it was like, it built up a little bit slowly. The Klingon piece of it, I was like, okay, all right. I really like the Vulcan one. Cause it would, it was just like this constant gag where everyone was saying how Talin was out of control or like these emotional outbursts. And it was like, that was a very consistent gag that always worked for me. But yeah, I just thought that overall the beginning, the setup of it was interesting, unique. It took a little bit to get going, and then once we started seeing that they were all kind of gonna join at the end, I was like, this is great. Like, you know, that they all kind of they all kind of came into play, and we got the payoff. I'm not sure where we're gonna go with the season finale, but we got the payoff that's been building for basically since the end of season 1, you know, like with the Packlets and who's been behind the Packlets. So I thought the episode just did a great job. But the thing that gets me the most is definitely just the overall structure of it and how they played into that really well.
Yeah, I agree. I thought that was really brilliant on the part of their writers.
Yeah, it's so great.
Yeah, and I we had someone to follow in the other 2 ships, right? We had Ma.
Am I saying that correctly? I don't know.
Or Ma. I'm just gonna call him Ma. We're just gonna call him Ma for lack of a better word on the Klingon ship, and Lin on the Vulcan ship.
Right.
But yeah, I thought it was nice. And then we had, going back to the Cerritos, we had, everyone kind of teaming up with a bridge crew member, except for Boimler, who was...
I know, poor Boimler.
Feeling left out and trying to find his bridge buddy, which I thought was a cute but slightly annoying story point.
Well, it was funny because the teaser for this episode was just about that. It wasn't about, we didn't see any teasing for the other ships. So that's why it was also a pleasant surprise, because usually the teasers give everything away nowadays. So I was just like, oh, this was completely unexpected, which I really liked.
Yeah, I agree. It's so that piece of it, this piece where Boimler, you see this growth, and then I feel like to some extent this takes him back a little bit.
A little.
To his, lack of confidence, his, again, we're talking about promotion, but just to talk about that piece of the storyline, I love the ending of it, and how, even though he, the group, the lower deckers on the Cerritos, say and promise the next time there's a long warp, they'll hang out and do something together. At the end, after that, it's great when this, I don't know, acting ensign, I don't know what.
I didn't know if it was an acting ensign or a cadet, or even it could be a crewman. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, I guess it could be a crewman. So
yeah, it could be a crewman.
Comes up to Boimler for help, and he was sent by Ransom, which you get a proud shot of Ransom looking over at this happening, and I think that's great. I think that was a nice boost to that part of the storyline, that we've kind of slowly seen Boimler stepping up and being recognized for the things he's been doing. And so I think I really enjoyed that wrap up, but I also really enjoyed the look that Ransom gives to Boimler and this cadet / crewman, whatever, giving him something to help him along. So I thought that was really, really cool. That for me was the heartstring moment of the episode. Whereas the whole 3 ships was sort of, as we got to the end of the episode, we see that the Klingons, or this particular Klingon, had been inciting this insurrection or this problem in this sector, with the Packlets. So we learned it through all of that. It wraps that sort of up, because even at the end, Captain Freeman is going to a ready room to contact Starfleet Command about the Klingons. And the Packlets. So, I think that we may see some final wrap up. There's still a second bomb that was transported over to the Packlets.
Right.
So there is that danger that still exists that we learned about. Was it last week? I think it was last week, right?
It was the it was I think 2 episodes ago when Captain Freeman and Shax went to the planet, the Packlet planet.
Oh, right. Yes, yeah. So so they have another bomb. So there's a potential there for some of that. But I would say that the Cerritos did sort of hold up a little bit better in this battle than in.
It did, yeah. I thought it was I thought the Cerritos was very overpowered. Like as in they were like between the Packlet ship and the bird of prey. I was like, oh, that's a lot. But and the battle scene was actually very, very good. Like it was well choreographed, well done. They lasted longer than I thought they would, and then you get the Vulcan ship coming in. There's like massive Vulcan ship,
huge.
So
oh my
big.
gosh,
it's so large. I mean, I get it because it's very much the same design as the Vulcan ships we saw in Enterprise,
right?
And sure, Enterprise.
But the Cerritos is it's got a Galaxy class.
I would imagine it's as at least like a Nebula class or something.
Absolutely. So definitely would dwarf.
Like, this Vulcan ship is very big.
Yeah, it did seem a little oversized. But thanks for bringing that up because it reminded me that the whole Vulcan storyline reminded me very much of Enterprise. The Vulcans are kind of stiff and
they enunciate very well.
Yes, let's talk about the sensors. Oh my gosh, sensors.
I love that though.
It was a great throwback, absolutely. So yeah, I thought that T'Lyn is an interesting character.
Yeah, I did think it was interesting that, and another podcast did bring this up, but even when I was first watching this episode, I was like, oh, I guess the Vulcans still have their own ships. I was like, sure, I guess. I don't see, I guess, why not? Even though they're part of the Federation now, not every single ship needs to be Starfleet.
Right.
So, sure. It's just that we haven't seen those ships technically since Enterprise from a chronological perspective. So
yeah, exactly.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and a very logical captain, but also very sarcastic, or it came off sarcastic to us mere humans. But yes, throwing shade left and right.
Oh, they're all kind of shady.
All of them. No, all of them were throwing shade left and right. So yes, it was almost like a bunch of gays at a party. Throwing shade at one another. There was a lot of shade.
But do we think that T'Lyn is gonna join the Cerrito crew?
So I was listening to another podcast, and there was this unspoken intimation that something's gonna happen in the finale.
Oh.
They're trying to determine if T'Lyn is voiced by Tawny Newsome.
Oh, I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but because I just listened, I just listened to. Obviously, I just watched the episode, rewatched the episode again right before and I really listened to her voice, and it didn't sound like Tawny Newsome.
Well, there's also credits. It is this woman named, unless it's a complete red herring, Gabrielle Ruiz.
Okay. Yeah.
Alpha.
Yeah. So,
was played other characters on Lower Decks, it looks like.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Maybe that's why they recognized her voice more so than that. But, it was slightly intimated that there may be a shocking season finale, and that this character T'Lyn could potentially come on and replace maybe one of the Lower Deckers. I don't know. Maybe I was reading into that a lot more than they were saying, but
that would be shocking.
Yeah. So I also think, and I really hope that Brad gets promoted to lieutenant, and that creates.
We'll see. We did have Ensign Harry Kim for 7 years, so they could drag.
True.
So
yeah,
it's not without precedent if we
get absolutely
for 4 more seasons or something.
Sure, yeah. I mean, they've already started working on the 3rd season, which is awesome. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm a little nervous. I've sort of read a little bit about. I've seen the screen caps from this coming season finale, and it's called First Contact. This is interesting. We also get to see a new starship that is sort of a cross between an Excelsior class and what is the Enterprise E? What is that? Sovereign class, right? So it's called the Oburn, I think I saw on Mike McMahon's tweet. So it's a nice looking ship. It's the Archimedes, and I believe it is captained by Sonia Gomez.
Sonia Gomez.
Oh,
wait, is that TNG?
Yes.
Is it the Q Who episode? Is that the one?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great.
Jordy's.
Sonia Gomez sounds so familiar.
Yeah, so I think I was waiting.
I think I remember the names of fictional characters more than I remember the names of real life people. It's like I meet someone and I'm like, wait, I've seen this person. What's her name again in real life? Versus fictional characters.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
wait.
So I think it's Sonia Gomez. It's Captain Gomez for sure. And then I think I saw Sonia Gomez. So she's the captain of the Archimedes, and so the Cerritos is going to support the Archimedes in a First Contact. So this is interesting, and that's really all you kind of get out of the episode or out of the preview and whatnot. So
hopefully that's like this episode where it's just a piece of it, and it's
right. Yeah. So yeah. There's definitely different screen caps. I mean, it's Captain Freeman Day that Boimler is really excited about.
Yes. That's great.
Rutherford reminds him, isn't that for toddlers? And he said, not anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, but getting back to Wage Doge, this was just a really well-written episode that structurally was great, but also we saw.
I just think the idea of it, they executed on really well. And I don't know if they can do it again, and if they do, it's not going to be as original. But
no, I think that we've seen.
I feel it's like a one and done, but such a great
it's great. It's very inventive, and I
also this is me being kind of a typographic nerd, but I love the way that they even the typeface and how it would come up, and it would be the name of the ship, Lower Decks. I thought that was great.
Yeah, it was a really great episode. So I think it's my favorite this season, followed very closely by, if not tied with, I Excretus.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we're coming around to some better than good episodes.
Yeah, no, it was very, very strong episodes.
And as I've said before, I really felt like Lower Decks was struggling through this season a lot.
It was just not consistent. Like there were some episodes that were good, like pretty good, and then some that we felt were not as great. Not bad. That's the thing. I don't think any of the episodes I would say this season are bad, but not what we've come to expect from the show, I would say. The show doesn't have a high bar. Like season 1, I thought we both really enjoyed pretty much consistently.
They set the bar, which is the thing, so.
But I have to give credit to Lower Decks. Like, even the episodes we didn't like or didn't like as much, they're all very experimental. Like they tried to do something different, almost like, every time.
Yeah.
They always try and change up the formula a little bit. We never know quite what to expect. Sometimes, yes, they go back to the same well thematically, but usually the settings or the way that they're trying to tell a story, they're very consistently trying something new. So I do have to give them credit for that, too. Not feeling they need to stick to a specific formula for the way they tell stories.
Right. I would agree. Yeah.
So I think that's a great thing about the show. Out of all the series, they can probably be the most experimental, and it totally fit within kind of the universe that they're building.
Yeah, which is, half funny, half serious.
Yeah.
It's kind of Next Generation on steroids with a lot more comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is an enjoyable season, and I series, and I have really high hopes for this season finale.
I know.
Given the build up that we've had, I have really, I'm worried though. I'm a little worried. I'm fearing a red wedding moment from this season finale, but
well, the thing is, like with this show, that's the problem though, because I feel we got like a lot of change in the season 1 finale, and then basically by episode 4 of this season, everything was quote unquote back to normal. So it's kind of like, it's not as bad. I was to say Marvel, I think, is a little bit more egregious when it comes to bringing characters back from the dead and such, but Star Trek, I think historically we have gotten, at least I would say, a little bit less so. With Picard, we got, I think, more death. Discovery, a little, yes, we have had some, but yeah, I would say traditionally we haven't seen like a lot of death that's like quote unquote permanent, People come back, there's mirror universe versions.
Right, yeah.
Like whatever.
Yeah. That's all very true. All very true. So high hopes for tomorrow's episode.
Yeah, and then what? We have one break, like 1 week break.
We have a week break. Yeah, we have a week.
Starts.
Yeah. We have 1 week off. So
next week we're gonna talk about. Well, next week we're gonna talk about the finale.
Right.
And then the following week, TBD, I guess.
Well, next week we're going to talk about the finale, and then the following week, I guess we might have to adjust our recording schedule to talk about Prodigy, maybe. Because Prodigy will be out
Thursdays. We'll have to see.
Yeah, so we may have to adjust it but we'll see. But next week we're also going to talk about Coda, the Star Trek book series. So next week it's been out for a little over 2 weeks now. We figured we'd give people another week to read it if you haven't.
It's worth reading.
Yeah, we'll also give you a pretty good, we'll tell you when we're going to go into spoiler territory. But we've got to cover that because book 2 is coming out in 2 weeks. So
that's right. There's a lot of Star Trek going on.
So yeah. And that there's a lot going on in that book. I don't even know if I can remember it all at this point, but
there is a lot. I have thoughts.
Yes, of course we have no
thoughts.
Yeah. So, do you, not to spoil it, but do you remember what I said? There was a shocking moment early on in the. Yes. Did you figure out which shocking moment I was talking about?
I think so. I mean, there were quite a few of those curveballs throughout, but we can discuss it offline.
yeah, we'll save it. But there was one thing that I was really surprised by early on in the book.
Okay,
or the semi. I don't. I was listening to the book, so I don't know exactly when in the actual book it happened.
Oh, right. It's not like you're flipping.
Yeah, I'm not flipping pages. I can't tell you it was page 210 or something like that. It was. Or even what chapter it was in, even though they do say, chapter 25 or 25, however they say it. But anyway, so next week we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the season finale, and we'll get ready for Prodigy.
And Discovery.
Wait,
Discovery's when? The November what?
November 18th.
Oh, yeah.
So we have about 4 weeks of just Prodigy, and then we'll have maybe 3 weeks, and then no, maybe it's 4, but then we'll have 2 shows to talk about. So yeah.
That's gonna be a lot. So
that will be a lot. Well, we'll see how we do with that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that is this week's episode covered, right? Check.
Yeah.
Episode 9 of Lower Decks. And season finale to come.
Totally. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Well,
is there anything else for this episode that we should talk about?
No, we should talk about our friends over at Fansets, though.
Yeah.
So, as everyone knows, Fansets supports the Trek Geeks podcast network and Deep Space Pride, and we love the folks over at Fansets. In fact, if you are listening to this on Friday, October 15th, right, is the last day that you can enter our contest to win a Voyager /DS9 Delta, Magnetic Delta. We're giving away 2, and you have to comment on last week's Instagram post for the episode. So go there, tell us which scenario you would want to face in a holodeck simulation drill, and you could win one of those. You do have to live in the United States, though, and we'll decide that over the weekend and reach out to the winners. So definitely check that out. You know, we're coming up on October 15th, and I actually do not remember seeing something about October 15th's new pins. So yeah, I actually do not know what's coming out next with Fansets, but as I said earlier, but they have announced, and you got to pay attention for the all new Star Trek II Magnetic Delta. And as I go right to the Delta page on fansets.com, the Enterprise Command full-size Delta for Strange New Worlds is up there as well. So another
that was fast.
Well, they say Star Trek Discovery Enterprise Command full, but I think it's modeled after what you see in Strange New Worlds. So there is that, but I don't know what else is coming out on October 15th. So you'll just have to check out Fanset's social media, which they post quite regularly. They do have a ton of other pins that are non-Star Trek. You know, Rick and Morty, Batman 66. They've got Scooby-Doo. It's October, so Halloween. They have a bunch of horror pins.
Makes sense.
So there's all of that. But when you go to Fansets and put a bunch of pins into your cart, you can get 10% off your order by putting in the code DSPRIDE, all in caps. And you'll get 10% off your order.
Yeah, it's 10%.
And if you're spending over $30, you'll get free shipping from in the United States. So there is that as well. So head over to Fansets and load up on some pins, because they've got some great pins, and I'm sure they'll have some more coming out this Friday. So definitely check them out. And we thank Fansets for being the exclusive sponsor of Deep Space Pride and the Trek Geeks podcast network.
Thanks, Fansets.
Johnson, how about you tell our listeners how they can reach out to us and where they can follow us on social?
Yeah. For this week, just don't forget, per Mike, your reminder, if you want to join our giveaway, just come to our social media pages and comment on last week's posts. You can reach us on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Deep Space Pride. And you can also email us at deepspacepride@gmail.com. And if you do send us a message or DM us, we'll do our best to get back to you in a timely fashion.
Yes, we will, amongst matchmaking and doggy duties, and
there's a lot going on in our lives, so I can't get
a lot of Zoom meetings, etc., etc. But yes, definitely reach out to us. Let us know what you think of the Discovery news, the Protostar, hopes for Strange
anything.
Worlds. Yes, or even Coda. Let us know if you've read Coda. There you go. Or book 1 of Coda. Book 1. It's so yeah, that's it for this week. We'll see you back here to talk about the season finale of Star Trek Lower Decks, and get ready for Prodigy. Maybe we should probably learn some character names.
Yeah, that would be helpful, I suppose.
Although I'm sure we'll learn them in the 1 hour.
We seem less unprepared.
Yes. I thinking back to when we first started talking about Lower Decks, I don't know that we were perfect with their names.
Oh no, it's totally
either.
They're very unusual names, like Boimler, like Beckett Mariner. What's that? Like
yeah.
So,
but now they roll off the tongue, and they're like our family members. So
I mean, look, we have there's so many series, so many characters now. It's not just, one series that's on, you get 26 episodes of it. You have basically 5 series currently in the mix, and they all have different characters. We can't expect to know everything. So that's all I'm saying.
No, we are.
As I said, I can barely keep track of real people, let alone fictional people. So.
But you do have an easier time keeping track of fictional character names.
It's true. Yes, because sometimes fictional characters are more interesting than real ones. I just have to say.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you back here next week.
Bye, everyone.
Deep Space Pride is a production of Coconut Media Works. Executive producers Bill Smith and Dan Davidson. For more great Star Trek discussion, discover the other shows of the Trek Geeks Podcast Network at trekgeeks.com or find us in Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app.